Now, considering the chapter pair of linear equations, now this is taught in your CBSE 10th, wherein we are going to understand what does the name of the chapter actually mean. So when I want to understand the name of the chapter, I'm going to break it down into parts. Pair means there are two set of lines. Okay, there is a set of lines, not two set of lines, but there is a set of lines which has wherein two number of lines are given in consideration. Now here we are talking about linear, so it's just talking about the line. Pair of lines is what is being spoken about in here. Then we have the equations for that. Okay, so whenever you have an equation of a line, it is in the form of ax plus by plus c or something like that is equal to 0, or it is going to be ax plus by is equal to minus c or plus c, whatever it is going to be as such. Okay, now we are going to understand if we have a pair of lines, how are they going to be? There are three conditions only for the pair of lines to exist. Either they are going to intersect at one particular point, so this is the point wherein the two lines are intersecting. The other would be that the lines would never intersect and just keep on going, so these are called as the parallel lines that we have. Okay, these are the parallel lines and this is the intersecting lines we have. Okay, then we have are lines which are going to be coincident lines. Lines means one line exactly lies on the other line, that is called as the coincident lines. Okay, these are the set of lines that you have the intersecting lines, you have the parallel lines and the coincident lines. Now how do I understand whether a line is an intersecting parallel or a coincident line? Okay, for this there is a method that is given to us. Okay, now what is the method to find out? Now the equation of the line, as I told you, is in the form of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so what we are going to do, ax, there are two lines, let this be line 1, so it is going to be a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, and the second line is a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0 is the equation I have. Okay, then what I am going to do is I'm going to take the ratio of the coefficients. Okay, ratio of coefficients as what I'm going to do in here. Now what are the coefficients I have? I have the coefficient of x ka coefficient would be this one, and I have the coefficient of y, which is this one in here. Okay, so I have the coefficient of x and y, and these ratios I'm going to take. So the ratios are taken as a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2, and c1 upon c2. And then we have the following conditions to check if these lines are what category do these lines fall into? Are they going to be parallel lines, intersecting lines, or the coincident lines, as we have seen in here? So starting with it, the first set of lines that we have is called as the intersecting lines. And how do I know if the lines are intersecting or not? For the intersecting set of lines, what I'm going to have is my a1 by a2 ratio is not equal to b1 by b2 ratio. They would not be equal to each other, and when they're not equal to each other, they will be equal to the third side anyways, that b1 by b2 will be equal to c1 by c2 is what I'm going to have. Such lines are considered to be intersecting lines. Now in here, if I'm saying that a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, do I need to even consider the c1 by c2? No, I don't even need to consider the c1 by c2. So we're just going to keep it, and it will not be equal as well. I'm pretty sure they won't be equal. None of them will be equal, and when none of them are equal, then we can say that the lines are intersecting lines. Okay, fine. The condition is known to us, the lines are intersecting lines and their ratios will not be equal. Then moving ahead, then what will be the solution of these lines? When I talk about the word the solution of these lines, then that means how many answers when I'm going to have when I'm simplifying this. When I simplify this, I am going to have the solutions is it will have only one unique solution. What will I have? I will have only one unique solution. Why will I have only one unique solution? The solution actually means the value of x and y for both the lines will be only one point that will be same for both of them. Now for them, what is going to happen is they are going to have only one point at which these two lines are going to meet. That is why it is called as a unique solution. At that particular point, for line 1 and for line 2, for both these lines, what is it going to be? It is going to be that the x and y value at one point will be same for both of these lines. Okay, rest of the times it will be different, but only at this particular point the value for x and for value for y will be exactly the same. Okay, moving ahead, and I have another set of lines which is called as the parallel lines. Okay, now when I talk about the parallel lines, the ratio a1 by a2 will be equal to b1 by b2, but it will not be equal to c1 by c2. The first two will be equal and the third one will not be equal. That is called as the parallel lines. That is how I know for the parallel lines. Beyond this, if I go, what I'm going to see, do they have any solution? There will be no solution for this one. Now why will there be no solution for this one? Because these are parallel lines separated by the same distance in between them, and as and how I want to consider extending these lines are never going to meet, so they will have no point in common with each other, and that is why it will have no solution. The third set of lines is called as the coincident lines, the lines which are exactly overlapping one another. Okay, now coincident lines means infinitely they will have many these are how am I going to identify? First of all, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is also equal to c1 by c2. Here none of them were equal, then slowly these two were equal, and as I am going down, all of them are equal in here. Okay, now since these two lines are coincident lines, that means each and everything of theirs will be exactly the same. So these are considered to be having infinite solutions. How many solutions? Infinite solutions it is supposed to have. Now when I say infinite solutions, how many will be there? It can be n number of solutions. At each point, one of the other of them is going to be intersecting with the other point. Okay, not coinciding, not intersecting, but at this point they will have the same point, same solution. At this point, 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 any point I take, they will have the same solution. That is called as the infinitely many solutions. Okay, now moving ahead, after we have understood this, the lines that will have the solutions, or whether a unique solution they have or they have an infinite solution, such lines are called as consistent lines. What are they called as? These lines are called as consistent lines. These lines are considered to be consistent, and the line which does not have a solution is called as an inconsistent. The second one here, this is the condition when there is no solution, they have no points in common. This is called as the inconsistent lines. Okay, now let's do a quick recap of these. We have three sets of lines. One of it is the intersecting line, you have the coincident line, and you have the parallel lines. Okay, now the condition for this is a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, and I'm not even considering the c part. For the coincident lines, everything will be same. a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. Okay, and for the parallel lines, I have a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but it is not equal to c1 by c2 I have. Then talking about the solution, it has unique solution. Unique solution means only one solution it has infinite solutions, whereas this one has no solution. Okay, now depending upon this, we are going to categorize them as consistent and inconsistent. These two fall under the category because they have solutions. These two fall under the category of consistent lines. Okay, whereas this one falls under the category of inconsistent. Okay, inconsistent lines it falls under the category of. Okay, now let's see take a few questions and start simplifying them and understand if they are consistent, inconsistent, or how they are. In the examinations, what is going to happen is the consistent, inconsistent, whether the lines are intersecting, whether they are coincident, or whether they are parallel lines. This type of questions are asked for 1 mark most of the time. These are asked in your multiple choice questions, and you are supposed to solve them. Like if it is asked for 1 mark, you're supposed to solve them very quick and fast. Okay, let's take into consideration and take a question in here. It is given as 3x minus 5y is equal to 20 is given, and then 6x minus 10y is equal to minus 40 is given to me here. So what is the thing that I'm supposed to do to find out if they are consistent? Okay, or I am supposed to find out if they are inconsistent, or if I'm supposed to find out what type of lines are they intersecting, parallel, or coincident lines. I need to check what I need to do the ratios for them. So when I'm doing the ratio, I am going to take the first two terms. Okay, I'm going to take the coefficients and take the ratio of that. So a1 by a2, here a1 is equal to, for the first question I'm writing it down, a1 by a2 is equal to 3 upon 6, b1 by b2 is equal to minus 5 upon minus 10, and c1 by c2 is equal to 20 upon minus 40. Okay, now 1 times 2 times, 1 times 2 times, the negative sign gets cancelled. 1 times 2 times, but the negative sign remains here. So here the ratio is 1:2 is equal to 1:2, but it is not equal to minus 1 by 2. So the first two are equal in here. So what do I understand in here? The lines are considered to be parallel lines when a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, not equal to c1 by c2. The set of lines that I have is parallel lines. So when they are parallel lines, they have no solution, and so since they have no solution, I can write that these lines are inconsistent in nature. Okay, now that's how we do it. Now this was a lengthier method that I did because we are doing for the first time, but for the examination, if the question like this comes, like 3x minus 5y is equal to 20, 6x minus 10y is equal to minus 40, I know one thing, that I have to do the ratio. Straight off I'm going to put the ratio sign, and I am going to consider these to be my individual pairs. 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair. Okay, 3x minus 5y. Let me rewrite the question so that I can show you how I'm going to solve it in the examination. Minus 40. Divide it because I know, and this 3 ones are 3 twos are. 1s are 2s are. 1s are minus 2s are, because this minus remains. Then I'm taking 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2 is not equal to minus 1 by 2. Here I can say a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but not equal to c1 by c2. So it is the set of lines are parallel and inconsistent is what I'm going to declare in here. Okay, that's how quick and fast I'm going to do the questions in the examination. Another question that is given to me is it is given as 3x plus 2y. Now the question goes is like, find out whether the following pair of equations is consistent or inconsistent. I see the word consistent or inconsistent. The first thing that comes to my head is 3x plus 2y is equal to 5 is given to me, and then the next one is 2x minus 3y is equal to 7 is given to me. The first thing that comes to my head is I need to divide them. So x terms. Now make sure that you have them in the proper order. The order is always going to be ax plus by plus c, it is going to be, which is equal to 0, or it is going to be ax plus by is equal to c. Okay, then the order should be x, y and the constant term. If they are not in the x, y and constant term, you rearrange the terms into x, y and constant term, then put the division sign and start doing it. This becomes 3 by 2 itself. This will become minus 2 by 3. This is a1 by a2, this is b1 by b2, and this is 5 by 7. So these are not equal to each other. They are not equal to each other. Once they are not equal to each other, none of them are equal to each other, I can very clearly say that these are the unique lines. These are intersecting lines, and they will have the unique solution. Unique solution means they will have one solution at least. One solution means they have a solution. These are consistent lines. What are they considered to be? These are considered to be the consistent line, because they are intersecting lines and have a unique solution in here. Now this is how you are going to solve these questions, mathematically, like just for 1 mark, how they are being asked, and they are going to be given like this. Now this is one set of questions. In the examination, they're not going to ask you just to find out whether they are so and so forth or not. Okay, there'll be questions as we have done it. We have it in the textbook. I'm going to take one question from the textbook and simplify it. Okay, this is the exercise 1. Okay, third question, third subdivision is what I'm doing in here. Exercise 1, third question, third subdivision, and the question goes like this. And the question goes as 3 by 2x. It goes as 3 by 2x plus 5 by 3y is equal to 7. And the next equation is 9x minus 10y is equal to 14 is what is given to me. Okay, now seems very strange to me, because the equations that we were doing were like just like ax plus by plus c, or is equal to c, something were like that. But now the same question is given with fractions. Now I am going to quickly share you how you are going to do this thing. This is a fraction which is to be divided by a normal number. So when I'm doing the division of fraction, 3 by 2 divided by the number, what do? I have to do the reciprocal of this, isn't it? So that it becomes 3 by 2 into 1 by 9, and when I do the reciprocal, the division sign changes to multiplication. So it becomes 3 ones are 3, and 2 times of 9 it becomes, isn't it? Now I will show you. If most of the times the student don't remember this thing, so whenever you see there's a fraction divided by another fraction by another number, it's like this. A by b is the fraction, okay, and then I have another number c in the fraction. So what's going to happen? The denominator of the first fraction is going to go to the other side. It goes to the other side, so it becomes a upon b into c. Okay, when it goes, it becomes multiplication. Okay, understood? What did I do? The denominator of this is going to go to the denominator, is going to move its place. At times you will have like 3 divided by 4 by 7, something like this. Now that means it's like a is all alone, then in the denominator I have a fraction which is some p upon q. Then still what's going to happen? The denominator of this is going to move up. Okay, it is going to move up, and it becomes a times of q by p it becomes. Okay, so it is always the denominators of the fraction of the baby fraction moves around. Okay, let's take into consideration I have 1 by 9 divided by 3 upon 7. Now fraction and fraction I have. What do I know? I know normally if I'm doing 1 by 9 times of reciprocal 7 upon 3. Okay, but in the examination it's like a by b divided by p by q. A by b is one fraction and p by q is one fraction. So what's gonna happen? This b goes down and this q goes up. The denominators change their place of the baby denominators. So a q p b sign will be multiplication sign in it. Okay, this was just a gist of it. If you do not understand it, watch it again and then you will understand it. If you do not understand, put it in the message me and I'll explain it to you. Okay, now here I have a fraction and a number. So 3 by 2 is the baby fraction divided by the big fraction. This goes down, so I know 3 upon 2 times of 9. That's for the a1 by a2. Then 3 ones are 3 threes are. That's 1 by 2 3 6. 1 by 6 is the answer for a1 by a2. Likewise 5 by 3 upon minus 10 I have. So this is the denominator, baby denominator. It has to go down, so that becomes 5 upon minus 10 times of 3, which is equal to 5 ones are 2s are. So it is minus 1 by 6 is what I have here. Okay, then C1 by C2 is anyway same. 7 upon 14, which is equal to 1 upon 2. But if you see, it is 1 by 6 minus 1 by 6 and 1 by 2. None of them are equal. So when none of them are equal, it is considered to be what kind of lines? These are considered to be the unique lines that I have. Okay, this has the unique solution. These lines have unique solution, and after they have the unique solution, I know that they are consistent lines. Okay, these are consistent in nature. Why are they consistent in nature? Because they are having a solution to it. Okay, only if there are no solution, then they are inconsistent in nature. Let's take another question which is given here. The same third question, fifth subdivision I'm doing in here, and it is given as 4 by 3x plus 2y is equal to 8 is given to me, and the next is 2x plus 3y is equal to 12 is given to me. Okay, let's start simplifying it. I have to divide, but there's a fraction in this number, so I can send this baby denominator down. So that becomes 4 upon 3 times of 2. 2 ones are 2 twos are, so it is 2 upon 3. How about this one now? It is already 2 by 3, the b1 by b2, and this one becomes 8 upon 12. If I reduce it, it becomes 2 upon 3 again. Okay, so 2 upon 3, 2 upon 3, 2 upon 3, I can very well clearly say a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. This I reduced by times table of 4. 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12, and hence everything is fine. These lines are considered to be coincident lines, and they are also consistent. Okay, consistent with infinite solutions. Okay, they will have infinite solutions. They will have, is how you're going to identify. Okay, now there's this question that I've taken from one of the websites, which is learncbse.in, and the question says that this is an extra hot question, which is usually asked in the examinations of schools wherein they want to make things tougher for the students. Okay, now it says that find the value of k, for is missed in here, for which the pair of linear equations, there is a pair of linear equations, this is one equation and this is the other equation, have infinitely many solutions. For infinitely many solutions, what is the infinite solutions? What is the condition? They are supposed to be coincident lines. Okay, they are supposed to be coincident lines, and for coincident lines the equation is a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. This is the condition that I know. Fine, very much happy I am. Now how am I going to, because he's asking me to find the value of k, how am I going to find? Let me just write down the equation. Kx plus y is equal to k square I have in here. The other equation is x plus ky is equal to 1. What am I supposed to do? I am supposed to check. I have to find the value of k. Students are stuck with it. They have given me that it has infinitely many solutions. That means these are the coincident lines. Okay, this is equal, I know. Using this only, I'm going to find the value of k. So what is my a1 by a2? a1 by a2 is k upon 1. Okay, b1 by b2 is 1 upon k. Okay, fine. So from here, from this much, I can say my k is equal to 1 and this k is equal to 1 as well, because they are equal. No, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. So whatever I have here, the same thing will be present in the b1 place, isn't it? And whatever I have here, it will be present in here. Either if I reduce it or not, because it is already 1 here, I cannot bring it down further, I cannot reduce it further. So here from this step only I get the k value is 1. Okay, but some students, they want to go ahead and do it, simplify and check also. So a1 by a2, that is k by 1, is equal to b1 by b2. b1 is nothing but whatever is in front of y, 1 upon k, and then this is c1 by c2, that is k2 upon 1. Okay, I know k2 is equal to 1. This is also 1, this is also 1. How is k2 equal to 1? When if it is 1 square only, it will be 1, no? If I have 2 square, it will become 4. If k value is 2, it will become 2 square. 2 square will be 4. If k value is 3, it will become 9 then. But it has to become 1 only, isn't it? So k value is going to be automatically 1. You can just from here, this part only, you can declare it if it is 1 or 2. Okay, there are other questions that I'll be doing which will be coming in your examination and which will prepare you for your boards as well in the second part.